My name is Charlotte Livett and I'm a teacher at Charles Dickens Research School. I'm here today to talk to you about a report that's been produced by the Education Endowment Foundation, Improving Mathematics in the Early Years and Key Stage 1. And it's a summary of 5 recommendations that are aimed at 3 to 7-year-olds specifically. And if you're interested in also learning about different ways to improve mathematics in Key Stage 2 and 3, there's also a report for that, and you can find that on our Research School website. So as with everything that's created by the EEF, it's been carefully curated to include recommendations that are fully evidence-based using national and international research studies. And as I said, this report is aimed at 3 to 7-year-olds specifically. However, I think this is a really important report for all primary teachers to read. And the reason for that is an early understanding of number is directly linked to later mathematical achievement in primary and secondary. And actually in 2018, just 66% of disadvantaged pupils achieved the expected level of development in number by the end of the EYFS, and that was compared to 82% of their peers, and it was similar in shape, space and measure. So this report is centred around 5 key recommendations about best practice for the early years and Key Stage 1 mathematics, and it can be applied across a variety of settings. And it acknowledges the difference in pedagogical styles and curricula from Key Stage 1, from early years to the Key Stage 1. But the thinking is that by bringing the 2 phases together, we'll only continue to strengthen our own subject knowledge and to learn from each other. And that actually having a deeper understanding of the 2 phases will help to improve the transition and to ensure a more successful transition from reception to Year 1. Okay, so here we go. Recommendation 1. Develop practitioners' understanding of how children learn mathematics. Professional development should be used to raise the quality of practitioner knowledge of mathematics, of children's mathematical development and of effective mathematical pedagogy. Practitioners require knowledge of how children learn mathematics, and this recommendation forms the basis of all other recommendations. These spirals show the developmental progressions of how children typically learn mathematical concepts and can inform teaching. They can be used to plan, assess what they know and don't know, and also to provide appropriate challenge. Although it's important to note that these are approximate paths and not a checklist, because we know that children develop at different rates and that the secure grasp of early mathematical ideas takes time, and specific skills may emerge in different orders, and that's okay. The report covers the importance of developing executive functions such as working memory, self-regulation, metacognition skills, language skills, motor skills, prior experience and attitudes, and interests and enjoyment. The development of self-regulation and metacognitive skills are linked to successful learning in early mathematics. So it's really important for us to always be explaining our thinking processes, modelling getting stuck, choosing to use different methods, etc. And helping children to talk through their work and to show their understanding. For example, I can see you're thinking really carefully about the corners of that jigsaw piece, and that will really help you to find the right place for it. Okay, recommendation 2. Dedicate time for children to learn mathematics and integrate mathematics throughout the day. This is really talking about having a dedicated time to focus on mathematics each day, because of course explicit teaching and discussion is required for children to form more sophisticated mathematical ideas. And purposeful mathematic activity can include a range of songs, high quality storybooks, games, puzzles, puppet play, the list goes on and on. But also, we must seize chances throughout the day through routines, activities and other curriculum areas to reinforce mathematical vocabulary and extend discussions of mathematical ideas. For example, during the register, how many children are here, how many children are missing? In an early years setting, during snack time, encouraging children to take the lead in sharing fruit or pouring of the drinks, for example. And maybe in a Key Stage 1 classroom, this might take place in a science lesson, measuring the height of the plants that they've grown, or in a PE lesson, recording the number of throws that have been taken, or the order of the winners of a race, for example. The report really stresses that high quality interactions are key, and this links back to the importance in recommendation 1 of developing our own subject knowledge and good maths pedagogy. Recommendation 3, using manipulatives and representations to develop understanding. Manipulatives and representations can be powerful tools for supporting young children to engage with mathematical ideas, and the research is strong here. Now, these can be a range of things, from the more traditional Deans and multi-locks and unifics to also non-mathematical loose parts, for example, conkers, stones or pine cones. Building blocks are also very important. The key is to helping children to understand the link between the manipulative and the idea it represents, and explicit teaching is needed to support children to develop their mathematical ideas. We must encourage children to represent ideas in their own way. In an earlier setting, children might be throwing beanbags into hoops, and we could encourage them to record their scoring using a tally, or maybe by drawing a picture. We must also not forget the importance of encouraging children to use their own fingers as manipulatives. These are a very important tool. And we must also not forget the importance of whole body movement, jumping, clapping, physically moving along a number line, for example. Recommendation 4, ensure that teaching builds on what children already know. This recommendation is really based around formative assessment and collecting information in a variety of contexts about children, what children already know, and of course what they don't know, in order to be able to support them to get to the next level of thinking. So this could be through incidental observations in free flow, longer observations in free flow, and also through specific assessment during dedicated math sessions. There's a clear link again here to recommendation 1 and the importance of a good understanding of mathematical development being needed to interpret the observations that we're making and to help inform our teaching. Recommendation 5, we must use high quality targeted support to help all children learn mathematics. And this really builds on recommendation 4, that support should be based on what children do and don't know, and that we should also avoid labelling children. Using an approach or programme that is evidence-based and has been independently evaluated is a really good starting point. Children with the greatest needs should be supported by the most experienced staff. With high quality support and training sessions, interventions that are led by early years educators or teaching assistants can be just as effective as those interventions that are led by teachers. Sessions should be regular but brief, and there's an explicit connection made between targeted support and everyday activities and teaching. If you'd like to know more about interventions, then I'd really recommend visiting the EEF's Toolkit website, and there's a specific early years toolkit as well, and I'll pop the links below. And these are great because you can see the effectiveness of interventions, their value for money, the months in progress that have been made. So it's a really useful tool when you're considering whether an intervention is right for your setting and whether it's going to do what you would like it to do. Don't forget that if you'd like a copy of this report, you can download it or you can contact the Research School. And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed the report and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye.